Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is brought to you by a fresh face, courtesy of hormones. They've really done a number on my face this past week, and I did not want to aggravate the situation even further by wearing any makeup. So fresh face, alright? Okay. I hope you all are hydrating. Yes, I said it, hydrating. Drink your water. I hope you all are hydrating, are keeping safe, sanitizing, wearing masks properly. Keyword here is properly. Okay? Yeah, because we need all of you here by the end of all this madness that's going on. So I hope you all are keeping safe. Okay? And again, today's look. You guys, please M-Pesa me or GoFundMe or sponsor me. Okay, I've had like requests of people asking me, actually 5 people asked me to do a natural hair routine. I can't do that though. I'm out of conditioner, so please M-Pesa me or sponsor me. I will appreciate. Okay, and I can be able to give you guys the natural hair routine, but honestly guys, please sponsor me, tafadhali. But yes, so I want to say a very huge thank you to everybody who watched my video. Y'all have shown me a lot of love. It was honestly overwhelming. We've already hit 100 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody who watched this video. Oh, who watched that video and subscribed and shared it with their friends. I really appreciate. If you're new here, please subscribe. Let's grow this family together. Okay, so today's video is sort of like a continuation of last week's video, only that this time I'm not gonna be answering questions. I'm sort of going to share a part of me that has been very monumental into the person I am now. Okay, so I am someone who struggled with mental health for a very long time. A very long time. Yeah, I am someone who started having suicidal thoughts at the age of 13. Is it 13 or 12? How old was I in Form 1? 13, 12, around there. Yeah, I'm someone who's had suicidal thoughts from, that when I was that young. And where it really came from, there was someone in my life, I'm not going to really share the details, but there was someone in my life who attempted to take their own life when I was very young, and I later on came to find the suicide note as I was growing up, and that showed me that it was okay to take the easier way out when you're having problems, or when your world is not okay, or when you just feel like everything is too much. So suicide became sort of like the knee-jerk reaction I had every time my world was falling apart, or I thought it was falling apart. Because let's be honest, what problems did I have at that age? Well, I did have problems. I'm not gonna say that people at that age don't have issues that they deal with, but yeah, it became my response to everything. And at the time, there wasn't much awareness surrounding mental health. I did not know that if I was having suicide thoughts at that age, I should have gotten help or tried to look for help. I did not know that there wasn't enough awareness then. We're not being educated that young people actually struggle with mental health, and if you have suicidal thoughts, you should get help. I did not know that. Yeah, so I struggled silently. Yeah, but I think the year that really impacted like really much, so much on my mental health was 2014. I was in Form 3. I was going through a lot. Yeah, I was going through the most, and then something happened in school. It really blew up, and it was a lot to deal with. Yeah, It was something huge. I happened to be outed in Form 3. It was not a decision I made. It just happened. People outed me, and of course it wasn't easy. Like, months after that, I was still dealing with the repercussions of being outed against my will. Yeah, I lost friends. People would whisper and I'd hear it, and they wouldn't really care if I heard it or not. I lost friends, and being someone who's very, very social, losing friends was not easy for me. But mostly the one that really, really affected me was I lost my best friend. We argued, we had issues about it, she was uncomfortable, there's just like a lot going on, and I lost my best friend. At the same time, there was a lot that was going on at home. So school used to be like a safe haven. So now my safe haven had become, another hell. It's like I didn't have a safe haven anymore, and a lot happened. Like, really, a lot happened, and my mental health took a blow. But then again, I did not recognize it because, again, there wasn't much awareness. So it was just like really, really tough. And yeah, I tried killing myself. I've had asthma and other chest problems from a very, very young age. So in high school, I was given Ventolin tablets. Like, I always had Ventolin tablets in me, and anyone who's taken Ventolin tablets knows how strong they are. So I overdosed on Ventolin tablets. Of course, I'm still here. It didn't go through, thank God. But I got really, really sick, and it was just like a lot. So when that didn't work, I turned to the blade. I don't know how it happened. I cannot really pinpoint the day that it started happening, but I needed a new form of release. I was not dying. I had tried killing myself 3 times. It wasn't working out, and I was still going through a lot. I did not know at the time that I was struggling, like my mental health was struggling. I did not know that. I just knew that I was constantly stressed out. I constantly felt alone, and I just needed a way out. So I turned to the blade, and I used to make cuts small enough that you wouldn't notice unless you were really, really paying attention, but big enough for me to feel them. It became my new form of release, and I was very careful. People didn't notice it, even my desk mates did not notice it, but it happened for a while. And the blade calls to you like a siren calls to the fisherman. Every time you're not okay, or just when you're just in a bad place mentally, it calls to you. Like, you just want to catch yourself and just feel better. And that was me for most part of Form 3. I did, however, stop towards the end of Form 3 when KCC was going on. The exact days happened. I can't really remember what triggered me that day, but I got so triggered, like really, really triggered, and I didn't even go for evening preps that day. I did not want to go for preps. I just wanted to be alone. My thoughts, I was feeling like the world was just crumbling around me, and I had no control over what was happening. Like, I had no control whatsoever. So I did not go for evening preps. I went to the field. So we have a big field, I'd call it that. We have a big field. So if you're on one edge of a field, like you're on one end, and then the school is on this other side, no matter how loud you got, if you're alone, people will not hear you, because like we have the dining hall first, and we have the music center and the resource center, and then the classes like just huko chini, so people wouldn't really hear you. And that time, kila mtu ako class, they're studying, So I walked to the other end of the field, and I remember screaming. I just screamed and screamed over and over and over. I was just screaming because I felt like I had a lot of frustration inside me. I was holding in a lot. I can't remember what exactly it was, but I do remember that I was holding in a lot, and I just screamed. I kept screaming and I screamed, but it still wasn't enough. I was crying. It wasn't enough. So because I was so used to harming myself, most of the times I used to have a blade in my pocket. And again, the blade called to me because I did feel like I have a lot of pain going on inside, but I'm not releasing it properly. So the blade called to me and I removed it from my pocket, and this time I decided I'm going to make a big cut. I don't care if anybody sees it. I don't care if I bleed from it and die. I actually did want to bleed out and die, but I was like, I don't care this time. I don't care if people are gonna see it, but I am done. I was so tired of constantly struggling with things I did not understand, hearing these voices in my head, voices around me. There's just like a lot going on. And this time I cut myself, like I really cut myself on the wrists. And we used to wear either red or black hoodies. So I had this one hoodie that I loved. It was red and it was oversized. So I cut myself, put the blade back in my pocket, and then I did this to cover my wrists, and it just continued working around the field, and I could feel the blood draining into the hoodie, but I did not care. And then I just felt like I needed to talk to someone, or I don't know, but I did remember I got tired of walking around the field, so I started walking down towards the school. And then when I got to the intersection where the classes are, normally I'd have gone, upwards towards my class, but this time I went downwards. I think I wanted to go drop someone, and at the time the people in Form 4 were people who were like family, people I trusted, people I went to when I wasn't okay. And just when I was starting to go down the stairs, one of them, she's like the big sister I never had, and in high school she was my second mom. So she came out and then she saw me and walked up to the stairs, like we met in the middle. She was like, what's going on? Because I was crying, and the last thing I remember was just I hugged her and I passed out. When I came to, I was in the dorm room, and the close family that I had in school, they were all around me, and they were looking at me so disappointed but also so hurt. And they asked me why I'd do that to myself, because I did not understand what was going on. I did not understand the thoughts and whatever was going on in my head. So I just told them that I was going through a lot at home, and I just wanted it to end. And I was scared that I was scared that because the term was coming to an end and I was to go home, I was just scared that it was going to be hard for me at home. They're like, that's not how to do it, and they basically talked to me, but they were basically so disappointed that that's what had happened, that that's what I did to myself. And they made me promise that I would not cut myself anymore. I'm someone who really aims to please people. Like I aim to please. I never want to hurt people that I love. So making that promise, like I really wanted to keep that promise. And after that, no matter how hard things got, no matter how loud the need for cutting myself, got, I just remembered that I had made a promise to people that I loved, and I never wanted to see them look at me the way they looked at me that day. It's been about 5 years and I have not cut myself. I'm not saying that the urge went away. It's still there. When I'm not okay, the blade calls to me. I want to cut myself. I want to make myself feel something else other than pain. Because when you cut yourself, when you start cutting yourself, the deeper you go, the better you feel. You just want to keep cutting and cutting and cutting. you never want to stop. But I probably had not gone in too deep, which is why I was able to stop, because I had made a promise. But the people that still struggle with it, and looking back, I wish that I had been educated enough to know that I was struggling with mental health issues. I was struggling with depression. I wish that I had been taught enough to know and recognize the signs of depression at such a young age, and that the stigma surrounding depression was not as much, at the time, because it would have saved me a lot. But then again, I don't complain, because what I've gone through has really, really strengthened me. It has taught me a lot, and now that I am healing, I can now say that I'm not the person that I was back then. I'm getting stronger every day. I am healing. I am learning to accept every part of me, of my flaws and all. I am learning to love myself, but I would have done without those lessons, honestly. I would have done without them, but it's okay. We're here. We live to see another day. So that has been quite intense. So I think I'm gonna end that there and say that I have struggled with depression for years now. I am healing. I have gotten help. It's a whole process. You don't just wake up one day and be like, yay, I'm healed. So I am healing. I'm still learning how to love myself, to accept myself, to forgive myself for the things that I did to myself. I will take you on this journey. I will do it in a series. They will not necessarily follow each other, but yeah, once in a while I will do videos concerning depression and mental health, because again, I am a psychologist in training, so I would like to share my knowledge with you guys. But mostly what I'm gonna say is, it is not weak to ask for help. It is actually a sign of strength when you ask for help, when you recognize that you're not okay and you take the conscious step to get help. It is a sign of strength, okay? It is really, really a sign of strength. So don't be afraid to get help. Let's check up on each other. Let's be our friends' keepers. Let's love each other. There is so much hate going on in the world. It will not hurt to love someone. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it has been intense, but yeah, such is life. Please like this video, give it a huge thumbs up, drop a comment, share it so that we can continue growing this family. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I love you.